Friends, welcome to this new video that I decided to call the Scaling to the Moon, the 3 golden stages. I'm super excited about showing you this particular method because, as you know, guys, there are a ton of ways to scale your winter campaigns, but this has proven to me one of the most powerful for me, after testing, with hundreds and thousands of dollars per month in trial and error and everything. This has proven to be the one that has been more sustainable, and of course the one with unlimited reach and unlimited potential of profits. So here's a little bit of an overview of what we're going to see here. I'm going to show you the 3 stages of my scaling model. I'm going to tell you why the testing phase is an ongoing process that never ends, and this is a crucial point, you guys. So I'm going to talk about it in more detail during this particular video. And also, of course, I'm going to show you when to move to the next stage of scaling in every single campaign you deploy. And also, I'm going to talk about the critical importance of Facebook, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. This method, it's only going to consider campaigns using campaign budget optimization and dynamic creative, and why together they are literally like dynamite and they can work like a charm when deploying this particular method. Now I'm gonna talk super briefly about automation, automating all the process. That's optional, that's way more advanced. But what I want to focus on mainly, it's again on this model. Now I want to be very clear with you guys. I'm gonna try to be as clear as possible because this is probably gonna be a little bit overwhelming, but at the same time, I think you're gonna be super excited by the possibilities of it. Again, as you know, you can go back to these videos, you can rewind them, you can pause them, and you can start implementing everything I go through. But the potential, again, and the power of this particular method is going to be super important to you, and it's going to bring you great results. Okay, so as always, I'm going to try to explain all the complex concepts as clear as possible, and I'm going to go a little bit fast because I have a lot to cover. So let's get right into it. So stage 1, it's going to be the testing phase, and we're going to have 2 campaigns mainly. Those campaigns are going to be they're going to have 5 ad sets under each campaign, 5 ad sets per campaign, and one campaign is going to be all about interests. Okay, remember, in interest you can have natural or flex targeting depending on your budget and what you're going to do. Or you can have one for natural interest, one for unnatural interest, one for flex targeting. That is completely up to you. Remember, guys, there's no right or wrong in Facebook advertising in your business, so you can feel free to do it as you please, and as it is more convenient to you. That is important thing. The important thing here to remember is, regardless if it's natural or natural flex, you have to have one for interest and one for lookalike audiences. Now, we're gonna start, like a lot of you are gonna start with your buyers from a list, an email list that probably the vendor is gonna give to you. You're gonna create a custom audience, that we covered before, and then you're gonna create a lookalike audience out of those buyers, okay? But then that's going to be the lowest hanging fruit. But of course, then we want to move on and test all your pixel events. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to Facebook right now and show you what am I talking about with these events, because eventually the lookalike audiences are going to be your most powerful audiences out of all of these pixel events. That's why you need to put your pixel in different places. I'm going to go through them so you can track all these events. So let me just go to Facebook, and as you can see here on the screen, I have my screen on one of my pixels. So you just go here to Events Manager, to the hamburger, and under Measure and Report, you would just click on Pixels. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Let's wait for a bit. Like sometimes Facebook is pretty slow. Here's you're gonna see your pixels. This is a dummy account. I'm just gonna choose my pixels for this particular client. and as you can see, here's my pixel, and these are all the events I'm talking about here. Okay, remember your page view. You're gonna have your pixel on your landing page, also on the vendor's sales page, and where the VSL is, on the initiate checkout, on the thank you page, and you have different. Well, this is for my particular events. People that have purchased, people that initiate checkout, view content, takes different offers. Okay, you see the total events in here. Okay, now here's the important thing, guys. Like for example, the view content. Let me talk about this just for as an example. I want you guys to go through to the vendor and ask the vendor if he can place your pixel on the sales page, okay, where the VSL is, because I'm gonna show you how you can leverage that event, that view content event. So those are people who land on the page and watch the VSL. Okay, that's very, very important. Now there's also another event called time spent on site. You can track people on the people who have spent the most amount of time on that site. That's really, really powerful, and the view content event is going to help you do all of that. Also the initiate checkout, well, that you can place it on ClickBank, on the or directly on the vendor checkout page. Sometimes a vendor does not want to place it for you, but you can do it on ClickBank, and it's gonna measure all these events. And of course, one of the most important ones is going to be the purchases that come from your pixel traffic, okay, not from an email from the vendors list, okay. So let me show you how you can create this kind of this events. You would go here to tools, and then you would go to audiences, okay. You open in a new tab, and you would do as usual. Okay, you would create first a custom audience out of this event. I'm just gonna, of course, for the time being, I'm not gonna go through all the events. I'm just gonna show you how to do some, and then we can you can do it by yourself. So you would go here, you would create a custom audience first. Create audience, then custom audience, and as you know, the first one would be from your customer list. Okay, you would do as usual. Here you would upload your list, like we've shown you in previous videos, whatever. But this is not the one I'm interested about in all the pixel events. Okay, now, for example, you would do first website traffic, and then you would choose your pixel here. Okay, and then you would choose, as you can see here, from your events. Let's say we want to create from view content, okay? In the past, I would suggest you start with 180 days, but you can do 180, 90 days, 30 days, whatever you want. That's up to you. I always go first with 180 days, and I would just name it view content, and this one just for, so I can know it's a test, 180 days, okay? You would create the audience, okay? Done, and then you would here's the audience, then you would select it, you go to the three dots, create lookalike audience, okay. Then you would select, let's say we're gonna do the US this time, and we're gonna do the US, and you want to do all the percentages, okay. First you're gonna do 0 to 1, create audience, okay. Then you would do the same thing, here it is, okay. You would do the same thing, create lookalike, and you would do 2%, create. Again, you would do United States. Again, you would do 2%, create audience, then you would do 3%, then 0 to 4, 0 to 5, all the way to 0 to 10. So you would have 10 lookalike audiences, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. Okay, you want to test all the percentages. Now, again, you can do a lot of things. You go back again, and you would want to do this for all your events. Let's do now initiate checkout, for example. Well, you would say again 180 days. You would have initiate checkout test 180 days. 180 days. Then you would create your audience. You can create a lookalike out of it. Let's just go, where is it? Here. We would go here, create lookalike. Again, United States, and you would do same thing. 1% create, then when you would do 2% create, all the way to 10%. Okay. Again, you would have 10 audiences for initiate checkout. Same thing. Now here's the cool part. I encourage you guys also to create, for example, custom audience from people who have engaged with your page. Like you see everyone who engaged with your page in the past 365 days. That's everything you have to do. Page post engagement, test 180 days. Now here's the cool part, guys. These people who have engaged with your page means everyone who has, liked, shared, comment on your organic posts or in your ads, or liked your page, become fans, anything that has to do with your page. You want to build custom audience out of it. You would be very, very surprised that many people think, well, probably these people are not gonna engage with my ads, but you will be really surprised the way they respond to your ads. So create an audience also out of this one, and then you would do the same thing. PPE. Create lookalike. Again, you would do the country, United States. Okay. And then you would do 2, 3, whatever, 1 first, create, 0 to 2, create, 0 to 3, all the way to 10. Okay. Remember. So sometimes people. Let me just go back up again. Another thing you can do is very, very interesting thing you can do is custom audiences. If you go to website traffic, okay, again, you would see here visitors by time spent. Okay. Now here's where if the vendor plays your pixel with a view content event, you would see here visitors time spent in that site. In the sales page, you can have the top 25%, the top 10, and the top 5. Okay, of course, if you do the top 5%, that's the people who have engaged or stayed or spent the most amount of time in that site. So this is very, very, very powerful stuff as well. So time spent on site, test 5%, top 5%, and that's it. Okay, you would do that again for top 10% and top 25% as well, and then you would do the same thing. Okay, you would create lookalike audiences. Okay, then you would do 1% create, 2% create, 3% create, 4%, yada yada, all the way to 10% for all of them. For the top 10% spend on site, top 25% spend on site, at top 5%. Okay, and as you can see, you can have tons of audiences, guys. You can even do in pairs of 2, like 0 to 2%, 2 to 4%, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff in here. Okay, now since you guys, I really recommend, I'm gonna talk about that, to include videos in your when you do dynamic creative. You have all kinds of formats, including images and videos, so you can literally leverage all the power of a dynamic creative. Another thing you can do is, for example, you would create a custom audience, and you would go here to video. Okay, and you click on browse, and look at this. You can see people who viewed at least 10 seconds of your videos, or 25%, 50%, 75%, whatever. I almost in this, like, because my videos are 1 minute or 30 seconds or 15, depending where am I'll just go with, I will create everything, but 75%, it's a huge engagement. I just go here, choose my video, for example, we'll just go with this one. This for Instagram, for example, and it's just one minute. So I would just choose this, confirm. There's the video, and then I would name it, top of the funnel, Instagram or whatever, test, video 1, 75% view, okay? And you would do that, and then same thing, you would create, you would choose that custom audience, and then you would create lookalike audiences for this specific for video views. Okay, so are people who are very likely to watch most of your videos. So you're going to create again 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, all of this all the way to 10%. You will have also 10 audiences. So you can see I came up with lots of custom audiences, video views, time spent on site, page post engagement, people who have engaged with my page, initiate checkouts, view content, purchases. Like, this is exactly what you want to do, and you want to test all of those. So let me just go back to the presentation again. So that's why in here in lookalike audiences, I said, well, you're gonna start with lowest hanging fruit, which is gonna be your buyers from the email list that the vendor is gonna provide you, and then you want to move to create the custom audiences from your pixel events. Now, how many pixel fires? Well, the best I've seen is at least 1,000 for all events except purchases. A good size is at least 100 sales. Okay, with 100 sales, you're gonna have a good sample to create a custom audience, and then start creating lookalike audiences. Okay, but all of them, initiate checkout, page views, view content, leads. All of them, all those events, at least get 1,000. Okay. You're gonna start with campaign budget optimization. You're gonna do 10 times CPA. Well, this is what I do. Again, you don't have to do this if you're in a tight budget, but this is what I usually do, and that gives me great results. Okay, let's say my CPA, my cost per acquisition, I'm willing to pay $50. I'm okay with that, paying $50 to get a front-end customer. If I multiply that by 10, I would start my CBO campaign $500. Okay, now remember, I told you we're going to leverage Facebook artificial intelligence and machine learning with campaign budget optimization. When you put the budget at the campaign level, this time Facebook is going to allocate most of your budget, and it's going to optimize it, allocate it to the ad set that they know or they think is going to perform the best. Now, this is the algorithm is going to learn on a daily basis, and it's gonna record all that data. So it always every single day is gonna allocate your budget to those best performing ad sets, okay, or audiences. Whereas when you do ad set ad set budgeting, you put your budget at the ad set level. There's no interdependence at the ad set level, okay, and so let's say if you put $50 per ad set, well, Facebook, if you put the budget at the ad set level, Facebook is gonna spend the $50 regardless if it's a good performing audience or not. It's gonna spend all the budget. Whereas with CBO, it's only going to allocate the budget to those best performing and high converting ones. So that's the power of artificial intelligence and the machine learning of CBO. Okay. But again, if you can actually do, let's say if you want to do $30 to $50 per ad set, well, you can literally multiply 50 times 5. Well, that's $250 for the testing phase. That's also absolutely fine. If you want to do $30 per ad set, 30 times 5, or that's $150 per CBO. Okay, that's fine. You start with whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I do and what's bringing me great results. I do 10 times CPA in this testing phase. Okay, the goal is to find winner audiences and creatives. Okay, that's the whole goal. Now, this is the second part about machine learning and artificial intelligence. We want to to have creatives of all formats and all sizes, okay? And that is only done with dynamic creative. Now, I'm gonna be very clear, guys. Facebook is literally asking you and screaming to you, give me all kinds of sizes and formats, okay? And whether that's video and images. I'm gonna talk about more about it, but I've seen that now all my campaigns are all placements, automatic placements, and I give Facebook, creatives of all sizes, videos for Instagram stories, Facebook stories, newsfeed, audience network, all in-stream videos, whatever, everything, and of course images as well. When I do that, Facebook always at any point in time of the day, always is gonna print my ad and on the placement that Facebook thinks is gonna bring me the lowest cost per acquisition CPA and the highest amount of conversions. Okay, that's going to be the premium traffic. So it's always good to have all formats, all sizes. I'm going to show you a tool where you can find all sizes for videos and everything. But it's very recommendable that you have videos from all sizes. Okay. Now your images, you always want them to be 1080 by 1080. Okay, that does the big square ones. And since Facebook traffic, it's 85 to 90%. Most of it is going to be it's mobile traffic. Well, when you scroll down in the newsfeed, you've seen those square images. You literally cover most of your screen when you're scrolling down. So that's a huge pattern interruption. It's going to make people stop. And this applies for Facebook newsfeed, for Audience Network, for Instagram newsfeed as well, and stories. So most of the placements are going to be covered with this size. However, videos, you wanna have sizes for all placements. You can have 2 videos only. You don't have to create. By this, I don't mean you have to have 4 different angles or types of videos. I'm just saying that you can repurpose the same video in different sizes. If you go to that page you're seeing on the screen, which is this one, I just put the URL in the presentation. It's very cool because as you can see, you can choose your ad placement. For example, there's Instagram stories, but you can have Facebook stories here, and you can see the video ratios and sizes, okay, technical requirements, width and length, and you can even what are the support objectives. Since we're going to do conversions because we want sales, you can see that it's supported for Facebook stories. But you can do the same thing for Facebook feeds, and Instagram stories, for example. Everything is going to be here. Again, you can have the same video, but in different sizes. And this is going to give you like a huge advantage because specifically you want to leverage this placements, Instagram stories and Facebook stories, because there's a huge supply from Facebook and it's very, very little demand. So the traffic is, it's kind of cheap, but the engagement is huge, and you can have, so you can have literally very, very cost per acquisition. But at the same time, qualified leads and qualified customers. So that's why you want to leverage all placements. So Facebook always, again, that I'm going to go back to the presentation. You can go and play with this. But again, this is one of the powers that I refer to as the power of machine learning or artificial intelligence. Both CBO and dynamic creatives are going to give you the best of both worlds. Okay. Now you're gonna move to stage. There's a type in there. Just gonna move to stage 2. Okay, you're gonna move to stage 2 when finding winners after 48 to 72 hours at least. Okay, so what do I consider to be a winner? The ad sets that are giving you consistent ROI during this period. Now I want to be very clear, guys. CBO campaigns are always analyzed at the ad set level. Don't shut down campaigns, shut down ad sets. Okay, so to me, it's the ones that after 48 to 72 hours at the very least are giving me consistent ROI. Okay, now remember, as a benchmark, one sale can be a coincidence, two sales can be a fluke, three sales can be maybe a tendency. Okay, so you get to 3 to 4 to 5 sales, whatever. That's probably going to be very likely a winner ad set, a winner audience. Okay, now when to stop ad sets? Well, I usually go to I don't know, probably 3 to 4 times CPA. So if my CPA is $50, so I let it run for all the way to $150 or to $200 before shutting down an ad set. With CBO, I want to be clear about this also. You want to be more patient, okay? The first, on average, this is not always the case, but on average, the first 24 hours are not that good because the algorithm needs some time to start, learning and start, finding those winner audiences. So after you're going to start seeing different results after 48 hours. That's when you start seeing more consistent sales, and when the algorithm really starts, finding you the qualified leads and buyers from what it considered to be a winner audience. Okay, so I would definitely, test it, run my campaign for 48 to 72 hours, and if after this time it gets consistent ROI, I would move to stage 2. Now, let me do a demo on this. Okay, I'm gonna go to my scribble pad so you can see how this works. Okay, now let me just connect my scribble pad here to see. Let me just turn it on. Okay, cool. All right. It's connecting. Sorry, guys. Connect. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Connect. Okay, so let me just change colors here. Black. Okay, so this is how it looks. So let's okay, so we're gonna write here stage 1, testing. And sorry about the letter, guys. Fortunately, this is not an art class. So this is the way it's gonna look. We're gonna have here. We're gonna have CBO optimized for conversions, and it's gonna be for a campaign for interests. Remember, we're gonna have 2 campaigns. Okay, this is gonna be for interest. Let's do this. Okay, we have here ad set, then we're gonna have here another one. Remember, we're gonna have 5 ad sets per campaign. Okay, it's kind of the way it's gonna look. One ad, one ad, one ad, one ad, and one ad here. Okay, now let me just change colors here. Let's go with blue. Okay, we're gonna have then, interest 1, interest 2, interest 3, interest 4, and interest 5. Okay, and we know we're gonna do dynamic creative, dynamic creative, dynamic creative, and dynamic creative. Okay, now remember that this interest can be natural, unnatural, or it can be flex targeting. Okay, now this particular campaign, this interest CBO campaign, again, you can have one You can have one with combined both natural and flex, or you can have all of them natural, all of them natural, or all of them, you know, flex, whatever it is, or you can have 3 separate ones. This is completely up to you, but you want to make sure you have one with interest. Okay, now let me just change colors again. Now the other one is gonna be we're gonna have here again, it's gonna be CBO, optimized for conversions, but this one is gonna be LAs. Okay, now let's do the same thing here. You're gonna have ad set 1, you're gonna have ad set 2, you're gonna have ad set 3, 4, and 5. Okay, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now let me change colors again. It's gonna go to red just so we can know. Now we're gonna have LAA1, we're gonna have LAA2, LAA3, LAA4, LAA5. Same thing. Dynamic creative, dynamic creative, dynamic creative, dynamic, and dynamic. Now remember, guys, with this particular campaign, you can start with, let's say all your lookalike audience are gonna be from your buyer's email list. Okay, so you can have, you know, LA lookalike audience 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, and 5%, for example. Or you can have just even numbers. You know, you can have lookalike 1, lookalike 3, 5, 7, and 9, and you can have another campaign with odd numbers. You know, lookalike 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Whatever. This is completely up to you. But yet again, remember, moving forward, let's say you want to do a campaign testing 1% lookalike audiences from different events. So this can be, you know, let me just change colors. This can be, you know, 1% is 1%, 1%, 1%, and 1%. But this can be, you know, out of your purchase event. This can be page view. This can be PPE, people who have engaged with your content. This can be initiate checkout. And this can be, for example, time spent on site. But all of them are 1%. Okay, so this is eventually what you want to get to. Okay, you want to get to this to test lookalike audiences from all sizes, 1%, 2%, 3%, all the way to 10%, or you can do in pairs again, 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, whatever it is, or in 3, 0 to 3, 3 to 6, whatever. But you want to make sure you want to test for all events. Okay. Now, let me just change colors again. Remember, the goal here is going to be 2, 1. Find winner audiences / creatives. Okay, remember that these creatives are gonna be of all sizes, guys. Remember, videos of all sizes and your images again. Now 2, you're gonna move your winners to stage 2. Okay, now let's say here in this particular campaign, your interest 1 is a winner, interest 2 is a winner, but this one are losers. Okay, they do not convert. Okay, so 1 and 2 are winners. Now let's say that here, let me just change colors again. Let's go again blue. Let's say Your purchase 1% doesn't convert. This one, page view is a winner. PPE is a winner. Initiate checkout is a winner. Time spent on site 1% is not a winner. Okay? Now, what would you do? Well, then that means you would move. I'm gonna go through. I don't have space, but let me just go here. 3. That means you're gonna move. You're gonna move interests 1 and 2, and you're gonna move LLAs. What was it? Page view, PPE, and initiate checkout to stage 2. Okay, so you're gonna move interest 1 and 2 and lookalikes, page view, PPE, and initiate checkout to stage 2. Okay, now let me go back to the presentation so you guys can see what stage 2 is all about. So remember, stage 1 is all about finding winner audiences and creatives and move your winners to stage 2. By the way, guys, as I told you, this stage is an ongoing process. You're always gonna have this campaign, the testing one, the stage 1 campaigns, testing phase, always running on the back end. Okay. Now, let's go back here. Stage 2, it's called narrowing and start scaling your winners. Okay. You're gonna create new campaigns with winners of stage 1. Okay. As we saw it, both lookalike audiences and interest-based targeting. Again, you can have one campaign just for lookalike audiences and a separate one for interest-based targeting, or you can combine them. Okay, that's completely up to you. There's no right or wrong. The key with this method is to give Facebook enough and different, miscellaneous audiences, and of course different creatives. Okay, that's the most important thing about your CBO and dynamic creative. Again, you're gonna have 5 ad sets per campaign with winner creatives, and this is optional, but I like doing this. You want to add new combos to the mix, and I mean new creatives, like a different. Let's say you have a video that's performing really well. Well, you want to have a variation of it, probably a variation of with some. If it has some copy on it, you can say the same thing, the same angle in a different form, or you can change, the music, the background music, or different colors, whatever. I like doing that because people, they resonate with that, and plus, the most important thing is that you increase actually the longevity of your ad. And you decrease ad fatigue at the same time. So again, you create different, add different creatives or even angles for your copy. Let's say you have from the testing phase, you have one winner copy. Well, you can add a different angle in here. Like for example, in weight loss, let's say your winner angle was I feel sluggish and lack of focus all the time. Well, another angle can be, low self-esteem and confidence. That can be another angle that people tend to respond to, as we know it. Okay, you can add them, and you start scaling. Okay, so I do 20 times this time CPA. So if my testing phase was $50 at only 10 times, that would be $500. My campaign this time I would do times 20. That would be $1,000 CBO. I'm comfortable doing this because I know these are proven to convert winners, based on all the criteria after 48, 78 hours, 72 hours, that proven, that given me consistent ROI. I'm comfortable doing this. And most of the times, 95% of the times, this turns to work like a charm. Okay. As an advanced option, I like, I let this campaign run with the same rule, 48 to 72 hours. And if everything works right, I start increasing the budget 20 to 30%, 3 or 4 times a day. Not one time a day, like 2, 3 to 4 times a day. And this is completely optional. Now, if you see like on the let's say when you scale for the third time, that you see that the ROI starts dropping, then you can what you can do is take the budget back to its previous amount. Okay, and that's what you start getting again those consistent results. But this is more advanced. If stage 2 is unsuccessful, you have to move to stage 2A. Okay, we're gonna move to that. Now let me go back to the scribble pad to see how stage 2 looks like. Okay. Okay, here we are. Okay, so in this from stage 1, from the testing phase, in this particular example, we saw that we're gonna move. Let's say that we're gonna have one campaign and we're gonna have both lookalikes. Let's say we're kind of in a tight budget, so we're gonna put in that campaign the winner interest and the lookalikes together. Okay, so in this case, we saw from the left the winner interest number 1 and interest number 2 were the winners, and on the right hand side 1% lookalike page view, 1% lookalike PPE, and 1% lookalike initiate checkout were the winners. We're gonna move them to stage 2. So let me just erase this, and let me just change colors. So it's gonna call. Wait, where is it? Okay, here I am. It's gonna be so. Wait, stage 2. So narrow wing plus start scaling. Okay, so the campaign is going to be something like this. Okay, so it's going to be again CBO optimized for conversions, and we're going to start at again same $500, but then we're going to scale it. Okay, so the structure is going to be something like this. Okay, we're gonna have our 5 ad sets. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all of them we're gonna put here. This, and another ad, and another ad. Okay, now let me just change colors again so we can. So as we said from the previous campaign, we know that first, since we're only going to narrow down and move the winners here, well, we're going to have win interest 1, win interest 2, win LAA 1% page view, win LAA 1% PPE, and win LAA 1% initiate checkout. And then below, we're going to change colors. We're going to have here in the ad, remember, we're going to have winner from the dynamic creator from the testing phase plus the new combos. Okay, this is optional, but I really recommend it. Winner from the previous plus new. Winner from dynamic creator from the testing plus new. Winner from the testing plus new. And again, this is optional, but you can add, who knows, like probably 2 new videos, 1 new image, and it's all completely up to you. Okay, now let's say if everything, let's go here down. So scenario 1, if everything, if this is a win, this is like a winner, a winner, a winner, a winner, and a winner. If all are winners, then what you want to do is increase budget times 20. Okay, so what you would do times 20 CPA. So this would be, let's say my CPA again is $50 times 20. Then I would have this campaign at $1,000. Okay, this is usually what I do. Like my rule is for 5 ad sets, I increase my CPA 20 times, so $1,000. And then of course we follow the same rule, more advanced. Then we would increase budget. You let it run that for 24 hours, something like that, and then you would increase budget 20 to 30%, 3 or 4 times per day. Okay. And the next day, let's say you increase that 4 times per day. The next day you start at the last increase. Okay, that's when you started. Again, to begin with, this is optional. This is way more advanced, but I want you to know it that it's possible. But you can do very well starting at this, 1,000. Okay, now, but let's say that for whatever reason, probably in this specific case, interest 1 is not working and page view is not working, and only this are winners. If that's the case, then we're gonna move winners to stage 3 and add new winners. Okay, now let me go back to a presentation to show you how how what I'm talking about a stage. Sorry, it's not stage 2A. Let's just raise this. Stage. It's not stage 3. Sorry, it's. I'm gonna raise this. It's stage 2A here, not 3. Sorry, guys. 2A. Okay. And I'm gonna go back to the presentation to show you what I mean. By the way, guys, before I continue, remember this stage 2 from narrowing and starting scaling. Well, this CBO, remember, it can be winner interest 1. It can be only, a campaign of only the winner interest. 5 ad sets only can be interest, and another one can be a winner campaign, narrowing and start scaling from only lookalike audiences, or you can combine them. That's completely up to you, and that's fine. You can do both ways. Even if you're not in a tight budget, you can do both ways. That's completely fine. Okay, just follow the process. Now, let me just go back to the presentation and show you what stage 2A it's all about. We're gonna shut down losers and add new winners. Okay, this is very, very, very important. We're gonna keep the winners, as I show you in the scribble pad, from the winners from stage 2. We're gonna pause the losers and add new winners, both for lookalike audiences and interest. Again, you can do 2 things. You can pause the ad sets in here and add new winners, or create a separate campaign with the winners and add new winners as well. Both are fine as well. I mean, not completely fine. Test both. Like it's completely fine. So, but again, you want to have 5 ad sets per campaign with winner creatives. Same thing. You're gonna add new combos to the mix. Okay, that's optional with creatives and angles, but I strongly recommend. And again, you're gonna scale 20 times CPA, 50 times 20. That's gonna be 1,000 CBO. Okay. Again, with advanced, you're gonna increase budget 20 to 30%, 3 to 4 times a day. Okay, and we're gonna move the winners to stage 3. So pretty simple. This is stage 2. So let's say in this case, well, our interest number 1 is working, our PPE is working, and our initiate checkout is working, but interest 2 is not working, and page view is not working either. Okay, what you would do is then, let me just change color here, guys, and we're gonna do stage, where is it? Okay, we're gonna do stage 2A, shut down losers, and add winners, plus start scaling as well. Okay, so again, the structure would be very similar. We're gonna do CBO, optimize for conversions, $500. Okay, this is gonna be the structure. I'm terrible, as you can see, as a writer and as a drawer. So that's why I'm a marketer. I'm not an artist. So 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now here, 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 another one, and 5. Okay. Let me change colors. It's gonna go to blue. And then we're gonna have, well, remember it was winner, interest 1, and then it was winner, what was it? Interest, I think 2, whatever, and then winner, LAA, 1%, initiate checkout. I believe this was another, only one interest was the winner. Anyway, you get the point. Like we're just gonna bring the winners from the previous from the previous phase. Just gonna change the color here. Like let's say winner 1%, LAA. I think it was page view, whatever. And here we're gonna add the new winner, and again, new winner, and of course we're gonna have here winner, dynamic created plus new, dynamic created plus new combo. Okay, remember this is optional. Winner, dynamic created plus new, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I really recommend you always try to add new creatives. Okay, again, this one and this one, it can be a new winner interest that you bring from stage 1. It can be a new lookalike audience. It can be a different percentage of lookalike audience from 2 different pixel events. It can be a different percentage from your initial email list that you receive from the vendor purchases, from a buyer's list, a lookalike from a buyer's list, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so the goal here is to the goal here is to always find 5 winners. Okay, then if that's the case, you're going to then move to and start scaling, increase the budget 20 times CPA. In this case, $50 times 20 equals $1,000. Then after 24 hours, we're gonna increase the budget 20 to 30% every, well, 3 to 4 times per day. Again, this is completely optional. Like that last part, increase budget 20 to 30%, 3 to 5 times a day. I'm just telling you, that works like a charm for me. And since here's the key, guys. Since I'm let me just change colors. Since I'm doing this, new creatives, new creatives, new creatives, new creatives, new creatives, this is key, guys. Again, I'm just leveraging Facebook artificial intelligence. They're telling you to prevent ad fatigue, for us to give you the premium traffic, the tier 1 traffic, add as many creatives as possible for all the placements available. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, do it, guys. It's definitely worth the work. Okay, and another thing, the beauty about CBO is that when you make this increases, the 20 times CPA, the algorithm does not reset. Okay, not as like for example, when we right in the past, when you increase vertically like the budget like that, well, the algorithm was thrown away and it was thrown off and it reset and everything. Well, in this case, it doesn't. That's why here you can see you can make increases 3 to 4 times per day, and many times it really works. Sometimes, of course, you're gonna get to a fourth one, and maybe the ROI can go down. It may drop. Well, you go back to the previous amount, and then everything is gonna go back to normal again. But this is the beauty of the artificial intelligence. Okay, now when you get to this point, then you're going to move all winners to stage 3. Okay, and let's go back to the presentation so I can show you what stage 3 is all about. I know this may be a little kind of overwhelming, guys, but I know that if you can go back to this video, and if you apply it as I'm telling you, you're gonna get amazing results, guys. Amazing results. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Okay, let's go to stage 3, which is called the mega campaign scaling. Okay, now in this campaign, you're gonna have at least 10 ad sets per campaign. Okay, you can have 10, you can have 15, you can have 20. I like doing 10, I like doing 20, I can 15, whatever. But this is very important. Only proven winner audiences. Okay. I cannot stress enough, you never are going to start scaling something that's losing you money. Okay, these are just proven winner audiences from the previous stages, all the way from stage 1 to 2 to 2A. Those are the ones that you're going to start, you're going to put in stage number 3. Okay, you're going to have at least by this time, by having from the testing phase, finding your winner creatives, plus adding the new combos on 2 and 2A. At this point, you're gonna have at least 5 to 6 creatives. Okay, again, proven winners. Again, now you're gonna have 5 to 6 creatives. Of course, we know that are all formats, all sizes, videos for all placements from all sizes, and of course, images as well. And this time, you're gonna mix all your audiences. Okay, this is gonna be super fun, and I'm gonna show you how powerful this is. Now, lookalike audiences, again, you have different percentages from different events. You can have from your original, the email list given to you by the vendor, from your purchase events, from your pixel, from your purchase pixel event. You can have different events from all your pixel fires. I mean, the sky's the limit. You have interest. You can have lookalike audiences layer with interest. I mean, you can do all sorts of things in here. And this time, you're going to scale 40 times CPA. Okay. Remember, for 5 ad sets, we did, once we proved that all the audiences were winners on stage 2 and 2A, then we increased the budget 20 times CPA. So 50 times 20, that would be $1,000 this time, because we're going to do double the ad sets. Well, we're going to do 40 times CPA. So this time, 50 times 40, we're going to do $2,000 per campaign. Okay. CBO. Same thing, more advanced. You want to increase budget in this mega campaign, scaling 20 to 30%, 3 to 4 times a day. That's completely optional. Okay. And the beauty of this, you can have as many mega campaigns as you want. Imagine, guys, with all this testing phase, like this is an ongoing process. That's what I told you at the beginning in the overview. The testing phase is an ongoing process. If you're going to test, like, if you remember, you go back to the interest based targeting training I did, with all the templates you're going to have like tons and tons and tons of interest to test, and you have tons and tons of lookalike audiences based both on your the lowest hanging fruit, which is going to be your email list given by the vendor, and of course all the events I showed you in this training that you can get from your pixel. You're going to have unlimited amount of audiences to create and to test, and you can have as many mega campaigns as you want. So let me go to the Scribble pad again so I can show you this final stage. I might just get rid of this. Wait, let me just go back. Sorry, we were in the right place. Okay, let me just wipe this, and let me show you how it would look. Okay, so let's see. So it's stage 3 mega campaign scaling. So we're gonna have a tight spacing here. So we're gonna do this. Okay. And this one is going to be CBO, okay, conversions. But this one, I'm going to start directly at $2,000, okay? Why? Because I know already, I've proven from the previous stages that all the audiences are winners. So we're gonna have, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Barely had some space. Then, okay, here, another ad, another ad, another ad, one more ad, 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 ad. Let me just change colors. So again, let's say this was LLA, 1, and this is from your email buyers. This is LLA for page view. This is LLA for initiate checkout. This is interest 1. This is interest 2. This is, again, this is LLA bought 10% from email from your buyers list, okay? And let's say we have LLA layered with your winner interest. Okay, now there's another LLA layered with another winner interest. Okay, interest 2. And then we have LLA layered with another lookalike audience. Same goes here. LLA goes with another LLA for different events too. Okay, and here you would have dynamic creative, and at least at this point you would have 5 to 6. Okay, dynamic creative 5 to 6, dynamic creative 5 to 6, all of them 5 to 6. Sorry. Okay. Now, remember, here you would start at 40 times CPA, meaning $50 times 40, that's gonna be 2K. Okay, increase budget 20-30%, 3 to 4 times per day. This is advanced, okay, and optional, but you can really scale to the moon with that. It's just amazing. You can shut down if you still have losers. Well, shut them down, because remember, Facebook is going to allocate budget to winners. Okay, 4, you can have as many mega campaigns as you want. Okay, let me go here. Let's say these are winners, but remember, let's say this one, lookalike with an interest, you're combining this one with this interest. Well, maybe in another mega campaign you can combine this one but with this interest, and lookalike with or lookalike initiate checkout with this interest, or 10% email list with lookalike initiate checkout, or you can do lookalike the page view with interest 2, or you can do lookalike page view with lookalike initiate checkout. This is going to be your holy grail, guys, the mega campaigns. Okay, but because you can see that here you can have as many mega campaigns as you want. So really the sky is the limit with this, guys. And at this, whenever you get to this point, forget a little bit about increasing 20 to 30%. If you get to this point of spending $2,000 a day, well, you're going to be in a position you're going to make a lot of money. But remember, guys, the key is that all of this on the top part are winners from the previous campaign, from the testing, from the stage 2, stage 2A. All of this are proven winners, and you can make a lot of money from different combinations, lookalikes, interests, behaviors, and everything. Okay, and of course this will prevent ad fatigue and will increase all when you get to this ad spend. That's why you need the higher The higher your ad spend, the more creatives you need to have, okay, from all sizes. Again, remember, premium one, we want tier one traffic. That is the traffic that it's gonna, the profitable traffic, where you put $1 in and you get $2 out, and you do that by leveraging both CBO, okay, CBO and dynamic creative. Okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, and of course, this 5 to 6, remember, all began on stage one when you were testing interests. When you were testing creatives. Then you move to stage two and you put the winner creatives, but you add a new combo on that. And you, from stage two, from stage 1, 2, and 2A, you took out this 5 to 6 proven winner creatives and those proven winner audiences. Imagine how many mega campaigns you can have. And by all means, that doesn't mean that you're going to stop stage 2A campaigns that are profitable. Of course not. That's another way of scaling. Like I told you that. You're only going to, in this one, because it's a bigger campaign, you're going to increase it by 40 times, but the others, you're going to increase it by 20 times. Okay? So those are 5 ad sets, okay? But you can make a lot of these combinations. Okay? Let me just go back to the presentation. I hope, really, guys, this was just, I know this may be like a fire hose to you from all this information, but you can always go back and then you can ask me any questions. But if you follow this process, guys, the sky is the limit, and you can literally make a lot of money, guys. So my final tips to you guys is always have your testing campaigns on the back end. That stage one never stops. Okay, never stops. That will always keep finding new audiences to test, lookalike and interest-based targeting. Okay, that's always stage one. This is an ongoing process, and that campaign have to always be running on the back end. Okay, another thing, always keep testing new angles, new creatives, because that way you're going to increase your ad longevity when scaling and decrease ad fatigue. Remember, if you only have, let's say you have a super winner campaign with one angle, let's say you have a killer image, okay? The problem is when you follow this process, and now with CBO and dynamic creative, Facebook is going to start printing your ad, and it's going to start showing the same ad over and over with the same image or same video over and over again, and then your frequency is going to go, it's going to skyrocket. And of course, then this is a huge problem that's happening now with CBO, that probably the first 2 weeks your ROI is amazing, but then on the third week you see that it has a dramatic drop. And it's all because this, guys, what I'm telling you, ad fatigue, okay? Because you don't have enough angles and enough creatives. That's why I'm telling you, at those mega campaigns at stage 3 that I show you, I have at least 5 to 6 creatives that are crushing it, that I tested on the testing phase. So on the testing and scaling phase, stages 1, 2, and 2A. I have those creatives that are crushing it, and of course they increase my longevity of my ads, and they decrease ad fatigue. So my campaigns run for longer, okay, and it brings me higher ROI for the longer run, okay. And by the way, guys, you can do this if it works for the US. You can do this for, again, I do this for worldwide campaigns where the traffic is cheaper. You can scale it and do the same process for worldwide. I also like to use another campaign I use is, I try to test is 5 top English speaking countries together, which is Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and UK all together. And I do the same thing. I mean, same angle, same everything, same stages of scaling and everything. And it works like a charm every single time, guys. So you can definitely do it. And make it a habit, guys, to reinvest most of your profits. You can see that the way you capitalize this business, especially in the first 2 to 3 months, is when you get to this point, try to reinvest most of your profits. I mean, of course, I mean, I'm not saying like your profit you want to take out the necessary money for you to cover your expenses, of course, your business expenses and your living expenses. But make sure you don't go, literally go and buy the watches, the cars, the clothes and everything. That's gonna come over time. The way you capitalize your business and you create true wealth is by reinvesting most of your profits to traffic, guys, to traffic and scaling those winner campaigns. That's like a snowball effect, and you're gonna be amazed how quickly this can add up, and you can start making a lot of money. Okay. Automation. In terms of automation, I use my go-to tool it's called RevealBot. This is the just gonna go really quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. This is the page, revealbot.com. I use it for both my Facebook campaigns, my Google Ads campaign, as you can see. But you can set up rules, like remember in the what I show you here in the scribble pad, that this increases 20 to 30%, 3 to 4 times a day. You can set up rules to do it for you. You can automate it, and of course you can set up some rules in the this increases, of course, have to let's say, like, if my CPA is $50 or less, well, increase it 20 to 30%. If it's higher, don't increase it 20 to 30%. Okay, you can automate all of that, but again, that is completely optional. You can do this easily manually to begin with. Just increase it by $2,000 and just watch your CPA, as we told in different in other videos, and you're gonna be good to go. Okay, but I just wanted to show you the tools that I use, and this will make your life way easier. Probably once you start spending more money, you wanna dive in and check out this tool. I mean, it's pretty cool. Okay, now let me just go back to the presentation, and finally, remember. And this is the most important part of all. Only scale proven winners. I've seen so many people, made the huge mistake. Like, for example, they launch a campaign and they get really excited because on the first day, they make a profit and probably make, 2 sales and 2 upsells, and they're at a profit, and they make, 250% ROI or something. And then the next day they start scaling just to see that everything goes to hell. Remember, guys, it could be just the first day of flow. You want to run your testing campaigns at least 48 to 72, I would say 72 hours, guys, to get consistent ROI and to get a clear tendency of what's working, okay? And follow this process to scale only proven winners, to not break the bank, and just scale campaigns that are making you 2 to 1 return, okay? For every dollar you put in, at least make 2 back, okay? Scale those. And I hope, guys, that's it for me. I told you that we had a lot to cover in this, but I hope this was really fun and you like this video. I'm sure you got a lot of value out of it. Remember to go back, pause the video, and of course, when you start, this is like a little tip for you guys. What I like to do is when I'm at any stage of my business, for these tutorials, or what I like to do is I just go back and watch them and pause them and implement. I just go back, like, how do I create a custom audience? So I go back to that part, create the custom audience from any event, and then a lookalike, and then I just resume it and move to the next part, to the stage 1 of scaling or testing, whatever it is. And it's pretty easy because in the beginning it's like mechanic. You become conscious competence. You have to really be conscious about the moves you're gonna make. But then over time, it just become like unconscious competence, just like driving or driving a bike back home. Like you don't think, like when you go back home driving, you can literally be singing or thinking about another thing. It's just like automatic that you go back home. It's just like breathing. Well, same goes with this, guys. There's going to be a point that everything's going to be automated and you're going to know how to do it. But to begin with, go back to these tutorials and pause them and implement. Okay, remember, go back, watch this 1 more time, 2 more times, many times you want, as many times as you want. And of course, for every hour you spend consuming content like this, at least implement 5 hours. Okay, and you're gonna see you're gonna have amazing and quick results. I hope you like this video, guys. This is my one of my methods for scaling, and it's one of the easiest one to do, and it's one that is going to bring you great results, guys. So I hope you liked it. Go ahead, implement, and that's it for now. And I hope to talk to you and really look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now, guys.